Thank you for that introduction. Hello and welcome everyone to our AVIXA Insight portion of the RISE Spotlight on Digital Signage. My name is Sean Wargo. I'm Senior Director of Market Intelligence here at AVIXA to share with you some of the latest findings on digital signage, the impacts of the pandemic on this market, and then of course our road to recovery as we look to future. I think we can all remember these pictures of the past where retail as a key market for digital signage. In this case, a Dyson store here in Tysons, Virginia, where we have a wide view of and different types of displays throughout the retail environment to convey branding information, product information. This is, of course, a highlight, a testament to how much digital signage was important to this market and therefore how much it was impacted by the downturn in retail and also hospitality, two important markets here for this solution area. You can see it in the numbers. So as we look at 2020, we saw industry revenues from digital signage solutions down about 10% to about 31 billion. It takes some time to recover from that. As we look at the longer range forecast, we certainly see improvement this year, but it's not really until 2023, 22 and 23 where we start to see numbers above that peak set in 2019. So 2022 reaching $35.4 billion on a global basis. What that means in terms of solution revenue rankings, of course, we all know the story now of the importance of reaching remote audiences, remote workers, remote learners. And so conferencing collaboration and learning solutions were the top two solution areas for Pro AV in 2020. What we see as things recover and signage regains its importance in the market, regains its strength on the back of its core markets, we see it come back up in the rankings to number 2 when it's about $42.7 billion in 2025. Still second fiddle, of course, to the top solution area of conferencing collaboration. But once again, that's the story of just so much of that activity happening as we look and go forward. There are differences by region. In this case, we used to tell the story of North America and the United States really dominating this solution area and many other areas within Pro AV spending. We're seeing compound annual growth rates in Asia really start to contribute to a rise in prominence of China in Asia Pacific, broadly speaking. So as you see from this chart, 8.6% expected compound annual growth rate for digital signage from 2020 to 2025 really makes China the largest segment as we go forward to the end of the forecast period. For now, 2020, still North America is the dominant region for digital signage, but that starts to change as we go forward. And you can see other regional differences here going forward, largely dependent on the pace of recovery from the pandemic. Digital signage is a complex solution area, though. One of the things we think automatically from digital signage is the display component of that. And so much analysis of this market would look at the displays as kind of the indicator for how big the category is. But as you can see from our analysis, it's the back-end systems, the content storage and distribution systems that are very IT sounding in a lot of cases that really power a lot of signage implementation solution revenues today. So $12.5 billion globally in 2020 going to these SMSD categories, the back-end infrastructure. Displays are right behind it, as you might expect. And then below that is, of course, services, which could include cloud, installation, consultation around it. But another key opportunity here as we look at signage is the content. All these displays have to be fed with some content to make them relevant, useful for their audiences. So we see in the provider community a growing opportunity for content creation, distribution, management, etc. as we go forward. Think of that as perhaps a managed service contract that also includes a content component. This also brings new types of AV providers into the mix who are able to bring that creative element to it. So I would say this is on the margins of opportunity, but as we go forward, signs mean more content needed. And so here's a way to diversify revenues as we go forward. We're going to be doing a water cooler session on this later on in the agenda. I'd invite you to enjoy me and Florian Rothberg. We're going to be talking about digital signage and the opportunities that we see. As always, reach out to me with questions. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you very soon.